What's up YouTube? Welcome back to another video here on EMKWAN Reviews, and in this video I'm going to be sharing with you the apps that I use on a daily basis on my brand new iPhone XS Max. So let's get started. Alright guys, before we get into today's video, if you're new around here, make sure you hit that subscribe button so that you're notified whenever videos like this go live and whenever I'm doing a giveaway. Now, you won't be in with a chance to win one of those giveaways unless you are subscribed. Number two, this year's one of the biggest tech events that takes place in this part of the world, the GITEX Shopper Dubai, is going to be happening between the 2nd of October through to the 6th of October at the Dubai World Trade Center. I will be there and I want you guys to join me because there are some absolutely incredible, some of the biggest savings, unlike all others, will be available there. Plus, this year, GITEX Shopper is doing something different. They're having an experience zone. There'll be tips and tricks, there'll be a drone area, and an area that I'm really excited about because I'll be taking part of, and that is the unboxings and live reviews. And you can come and join me with that. I'll be able to talk to some of you guys, meet some of you guys. All the information for that is in the link down below. Make sure you get your tickets because I want to see you there. Before I talk about what is on the iPhone XS Max, let's turn it around and show you what I've got on the iPhone XS Max. This is an Apple official leather case. It's a case that, you know, it does the job. You have to keep this covered. It's just too much of a risk to just rock this naked. I know some people do it, but with me, with kids, with my lifestyle, I just can't take that risk. So I have it in a case. It's a nice case. To be honest with you, I probably will switch this up. I'm not a big fan of this color. I don't like the way it's wearing in, and I don't feel it kind of suits the iPhone XS Max. So I might swap this up either for another color or get completely different, a silicone case, because I had that on my iPhone X and I feel it actually does a really, really good job for that extra grip, which with this size phone, I think you need, given that 6.5-inch display. Before I open up my screen, this is my live wallpaper. Now, this is really odd for me because usually the first thing that I change when I get a new iPhone is my wallpaper. And I'll show you an app that I use, but I don't know, I think Apple have done an incredible job with this. All of the live wallpapers this time on the iPhone XS and XS Max are incredible, so I'm sticking with this. This is my home screen. There's nothing kind of unusual about it. It's kind of designed around me. I've been using this kind of method for the last 2 generations of iPhones. And essentially what I have is all my necessary apps are on the home screen. Down at the bottom you'll see I've got my dock with probably the apps that I need, what I feel I need the most. I've got my phone, my emails, Safari, and the camera. And that's how I've arranged it. So I've got a lot of apps over here. Then the rest of the apps are in folders down here at the bottom. Now, one of the things I get asked a lot of when I post up screenshots of my screen is how do I get icons for the folders? And you can see it actually makes life easier because at a glance you can tell that is productivity, you know, that is chat, that is to do with camera, that's a folder full of the Apple stuff. So all you do is basically just open up the folder, you know, get things wiggling, and then use the keyboard with the Bitmojis, and you can then do it like that, and it makes life a lot more easier. And then on the second page, I've got the apps that I don't necessarily use so much, folders that I don't use so much. Some of these are out of folders because I might be experimenting with them, or I tend to use them more, but not enough to be on the home screen. The third page is actually the page full of apps that I'm experimenting with, and then the final page are sort of links that I need to sort of chase up or do whatever with. Now, I know some people make it a science in terms of it has to be symmetrical and colors and this, that, the other. There's none of that for me. It's just what it is, and it just happens to be that it's become now a norm. So I tend to use iMessage and WhatsApp a lot. WhatsApp is generally for work. iMessage is for family and friends. I don't know why I have the clock app there because I have the time over there. I also have, you know, plenty of watches, but I don't know, I like the way that Apple have done that sweeping hand on the clock, and I that's the reason why I keep it there. Calendar and reminders are 2 of the apps that I use a lot of. In the past I used to use third-party apps, but I feel that they integrate really well with Siri, and also their official Apple apps that I think are done quite well, so that's why I use them together. I also use the Notes app as well. The Notes app is kind of odd because I use this, I like the fact that it syncs up, but the UI is, in my opinion, terrible. I just wish Apple would do something and change up the user interface. Now this is another app that I would highly recommend. It's a free app, but there's a paid version. And this is great for currency. So obviously I'm not based in my home country. I deal with dirhams out here in the UAE, pounds, which is where I'm from originally, the UK. I get a lot of incoming payments in US dollars and then euros when I'm doing a bunch of other stuff. So I can at a glance really easily find out what they are. There are charts available as well. There are ads like I mentioned, so you know that's that there as well. But one of the cool things I like about currency is the fact that there is an included widget. So if I go over to my widget section, you can see that this actually makes life very, very easy at a glance, and that's included there. I used to use Fitbit a lot, but now I'm using the Apple Watch, so that's kind of become a bit redundant. I do like the way that Fitbit has everything in that app as opposed to the way the Apple Watch has health, activity, all kind of divided. I understand why Apple have done that, but it would have been nice to kind of have that all together. I don't know, maybe I need to make a folder. Budgeting is very, very important for your financial sort of future. So Daily Budget is a great free app, but also there's a paid version. The paid version is very, very good, so I would recommend doing that. And then the rest of the home screen is made up of something very interesting. Earlier today, I was checking out my screen time, and you'll see I tend to use a lot of social networking sites. A lot, like in the last 7 days, almost 24 hours worth. And that's because, you know, social media is a big part of why I use my phone and how I make my money. So that's the reason why it's so high. And the main apps that I use are Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Snapchat. Snapchat, not so much now, but those top 4 are definitely the apps that I use the most. Skype, it would be nice if Skype was open, but hey, we're still waiting for that. Now, photos I use a lot. I like to take photos. I like to kind of edit sort of pictures for social media and stuff. And obviously photos of my family, so that's included there. Google Maps, because I really don't know how to get around, even though I've been living here for ages. So Google Maps is essential here in the UAE. Music, again, music I wish I would use more of. I haven't been to the gym as much. I haven't kind of needed to use my headphones as much, but that is there. Now the App Store is not in the Apple folder because there are so many updates that seem to be happening recently with apps. So that's the reason why, look, there's 2 new ones. So that's the reason why I have it out and about. Settings is also one of the apps that I use a lot of. You know, I'm always constantly kind of going in, changing things, wallpapers, you know, amending things, all that stuff. So I have settings out there on the home screen. The rest of the folders then are made up of, like I said, apps that I don't necessarily use all the time, but you know, are there for me to use. I've got a productivity folder. I've got a folder for sort of chats and other social media apps, folder for editing my images, which some of these are really good. If you haven't already, check out Snapseed. Incredibly, incredibly good. And if you have an iPhone XS or XS Max, Clips produces some incredible stuff. Something really important to share with you guys. Please, guys, try not to do this. It's not good for you. So then on the other page, I've got different apps for games. I've got different apps for, you know, sort of local related stuff. There's a lot of apps here that are government-based apps that we need to deal with for taxis and other stuff. So that's included here. And then on this side is, I don't know, the apps that I'm kind of experimenting with. This is a really cool app for wallpapers. Again, a lot of people ask me where I download my wallpapers. I have a lot of drone kind of wallpaper apps that you can download, and I really like the way they look on the OLED display. It looks absolutely incredible. There we go, check that out. And there's also usually some information as well down at the bottom if you swipe up, so you can see where the photos were taken. And that's kind of it. I mean, that's the way that I arrange my iPhone. Let me know what you think of my arrangement, and also if there are any apps that you think I need to go and check out. And like I said in the intro, I want to see you guys at the Jitech Shopper. So I'll leave a link for you to get your tickets, and I'm hoping to see you there between the 2nd and 6th of October. So it's round the corner. Make sure you get your tickets. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and I'll see you here on the channel for the next video coming up soon. I'm EMKWAN, peace and blessings.